People gonna love it because it's authentic. People love authenticity. What's going on, everybody? Deacon here. And as I told you guys many times before, I was going to do a video talking about why did I get married so young and why we went 2 years without telling anybody. But I figured it would only be fair to first tell you guys how me and my beautiful wife, how we met each other. So for many of you all who were on the internet back in starting, I think in 95 is when they came out. But me and my wife, we met on
You've Got Mail
in the Washington, D.C. chat room. Because usually when you're in a chat room, you put down ASL or age, sex, location. So usually when people tell you they're in Maryland, you automatically send them an instant message and you just have a conversation with them. I don't know who contacted who first. So I did. You used to tell me 12, but now you contacted me first. But I don't know.
When did I say that?
It was a while ago that you said that.
I didn't say that.
Did you say, you sure I didn't contact you first? Whatever. It doesn't matter.
No, guys contacted me first. You didn't want to say, hey, lady.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what I used to always say. I used to always say, hey, lady. And it was back in 2000. And we wouldn't have much of a conversation. It would just always go, hey, lady.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Fine. How are you?
I'm good. What you been up to?
Nothing much. School.
Oh, that's cool. I just been working.
Great.
And that's it. That's pretty much how our conversation went on AOL for a long time. Never anything different. Never went any further besides that. Now, our conversation actually started changing in 2001. Because in 2001, I was dating my ex-girlfriend at the time, who, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to call Eve. I'm not going to use a real name, but we're going to call her Eve in this video. And when I ran into her online, I told her it was in a situation, because I had broken up with Eve, and now we was talking about possibly getting back together, but now was another guy in the picture, so I was telling her I was going through like a little love triangle. But she laughs when I say that. I said it was a love triangle. She said, you ain't in no love triangle.
You weren't.
But it was just one of those things where she was talking to a guy. So I was just venting to her online. But the crazy thing was, at this point in time, I was done with meeting anybody on AOL offline. It was just like, you know what? I'm done after Eve. That was a wrap. I'm not meeting nobody else. So while going through all this with Eve, I was telling her that I was talking to her online. And she said, well, you know what you should do? You should ask her out. And I'm thinking, I just told her that I was done meeting anybody online. I'm not going out with anybody else anymore. That's it. So Eve literally nagged me on the phone over and over and over again to ask her out. So I said, you know what? Fine. I'm going to ask her out. So I did. I asked her, what was she doing and would she would like to go on a date? And to my surprise, she said yes. But even though we were online, I don't even really know why she agreed to go out in the first place.
Caught me on a really good day. He said, I know it was at work. It was the end of the work day. I was waiting for some tests because I worked in a lab. I was waiting for some test to finish. So I was just online and you popped up and you asked me out. I went and see anybody. I just recently got out of a relationship. Said, why not? I'm not doing nothing. So just caught me on a really good day. I was bored.
Yeah, I can't be mad at that because I really was expecting her to be like, no, I'm not trying to meet nobody offline. Because everybody that's ever been on any type of online site or online dating, phone dating, whatever the case may be, everybody has a horror story or some type of story where something didn't necessarily go right. So I was surprised she accepted. She gave me her address and we agreed to meet Friday at 7 o'clock. Now, what's sad about this is where I was living at the time, she literally lived from my door to her house about 15 minutes away driving. And on my way, I can be honest, I'm better now, but I was terrible with directions.
Terrible.
And I ended up driving, instead of making the proper right turn on the street I needed to get to, I ended up driving past the street. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going in the right direction. Fortunately, I had a cell phone, so I was able to call her and ask her, like, hey, what street am I supposed to turn on? Because I don't know if you guys are like this, but I'm the type of person where you can give me directions and, I can follow streets, but some come up so quickly. I need landmarks. I'm that person where it's like, if when you're driving on the street, you're going to see a McDonald's on your right and a gas station to your left. And when you see them, then your street is coming right up. You give me them type of direction, I will find you with no problems whatsoever. But if you just say just street names, I'm probably going to get lost. So I get to her house, and when she walks outside, oh my goodness. Now, I'm not a person who is a believer in love at first sight, but it definitely was when I saw that day. L-U-S-T at first sight. Because, I mean, she's still a wonderful and beautiful lady now, but my goodness. So what did you think when you first saw me?
Say, he alright. He's kind of cute. Not too bad.
Yeah, I get that a lot in my life. It's okay. Like I said.
Yeah, I said you were cute.
Yeah.
You're cute.
It's better than, man, he was kind of ugly at first, but as I got to know him, he got to look a little bit better. He was cute. He was alright. He was cute.
Actually, you looked better than what I thought you were going to look like. I was like, okay, you're not too bad.
Yeah. Usually when people describe body types, people will kind of favor or try to give themselves a favorable outlook. And we all be lying if you would say that, some people aren't a little superficial when you see somebody. You want to be attracted to the person you go out with. It's not all just about personality. People who just say, oh, it's only about the person's personality, they're lying. They're not being honest. So we get in my little neon. We head out to the movie theater. And when we get there, and we're walking up to the movie theater, because I don't know if we had this conversation or not, about going, whether I was going to pay or we were going to go Dutch.
We had that conversation on the phone like the day before, and you were acting like we were going to go Dutch. And I said, not on the first date. The man is supposed to pay. And you're like, since when? I said, the man is supposed to pay.
So we get out there. Because let me tell y'all what happened right quick. I'm kind of deviating from the story of how we met. Like the week before I asked her out, I went out with another ex-girlfriend. I think we're going to call her Kiana for this video. And this is how I understand. Now, I'm not disagreeing that the man should pay on the first date. Now, I know how the way our society is now.
Actually, the man should pay every date. But that's a different conversation. But go ahead, continue.
But this is what happened. The very first night we were going to talk on the phone, I told her to call me later on that night. And then the time I told her to call, I ended up going out with this other girl, Kiana. Because this is what happened. Mm-hmm. She called me. She said, me and my friends are going out to the movies. And I wanted to know, did you want to go with me? So I said, oh, okay, cool. When we get up there, she's looking at me like, oh, I don't have any money. Are you going to pay my way? And I'm like, wait a minute. But you asked me to come out. I didn't say, let me take you to the movies. It was more like, I'm going. With or without you, would you like to go along? It was like one of those type of conversations. So, I opened up my little red Velcro wallet at the time, and I'll be honest, I had enough to pay for her. But it was about the principle. You invited me out. I didn't invite you out, so I'm like, why should I have money for you? And then the whole date was just bad altogether. Breath smelled like fish sticks. And it was just bad. It was bad. Since that negative experience, when we go out to the movies, I'm thinking, man, I'm going to start going Dutch. Whatever. Women talking about they want to be equal and equality, then we going Dutch.
I never said that. I've never said that. Mm-mm.
So we get there, and then we're starting to walk up front, and she stops. Mm-hmm. And she looks at me.
What you gonna do?
So I said, you know what? I said, all right, I'll pay. And then maybe you can get me, some other time in the future. And, went to go see Tomb Raider.
I never agreed to that. Just letting you know that. Continue.
So we went to go see Tomb Raider. And it was all right. Angelina Jolie playing Lara Croft. Of course, the video games, whenever you're doing a movie adaptation of a book, video game, or, comic book, usually the original source material is always better than the movie adaptation. And in this case, it really wasn't no different. I definitely like the games better than the movies. But it was pretty good. I didn't feel like I wasted my time.
Come on, it's not a Tomb Raider review. They don't want to hear about Tomb Raider. They want to hear about it. So continue.
All right. So, after the first date, I had a good time. She had a good time. And, just see where we'll go from there. That's pretty much it.
That's it? You gonna stop right there?
I'm gonna stop right there.
Now, after we went to the movies, we went back to my house. And I asked him, did he want to watch TV, watch a movie? So we went to the basement. And we're on the couch and we were watching a movie. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Poetic Justice. I think we were watching. Something like that.
Something like that.
Anyway, so next thing I know, here he come trying to kiss off on me and everything like that. So things were happening and a little touchy-feely, and then he got a little handsy. His hands started wandering, and it was like, in a date, get out.
Hey, I wasn't always a deacon.
No, he wasn't. Far from it.
And I would be honest, I was seeing exactly how far she was gonna let me go.
He didn't get that far.
And as soon as I got to a certain point, I mean, she just abruptly stopped too. It wasn't like, you just kind of move your hand away, or you kind of move this, so you kind of shift away. She was like, oh, nope, that's it. That's as far as this day is going. I had a great time,
Bye.
And she kicked me out. So then after that, I sent her an email because I knew she was at work at the time. I sent it to her and asked her, did she have a good time? Would she would like to go out, again in the future? And, she said, sure. And then I told my ex-girlfriend Eve about how the date went, and she was pissed. I mean, pissed. It was supposed to just go out with her just to kind of have a diversion until she could test this other guy out to see how it works. And then if it didn't work out, I was still there available. But thanks to her, I ended up meeting the love of my life, and then it just goes on from there. Now, maybe I'll fill in some more gaps along the way. But like I told you guys beforehand, I will end up doing the video talking about why did I get married so young and why we waited 2 years before we told anybody. But not in this video. So that's all I have for you guys this week. Feel free to leave any comments in the comment section below. I know you guys will probably have a little more questions, so I'll make sure she's around when I read them, because she doesn't have her own channel, so she's not gonna, she'll have to reply through mine. But as always, be wise, and until I see you guys next time, have a great weekend.
Bye. Thank you, Eve.
No, I'm talking about you had a sense of enlightenment. That as you've gotten wiser, as you've gotten older.
It's like you smile. I have to smile.